That's right. I was born in Maastricht. I live there, and I'll die there. He wasn't proud of me. He didn't say I love you. He never told me he was proud of me. There have been rumors in André Rieu's close friends and family about a terrible diagnosis. Now his son is speaking out. A sudden goodbye, cancellations out of the blue, and emotional moments behind the scenes all point to something important happening. Is this the end of an era? Stay here and don't forget to sign up to get updates. In the name André Rieu you can hear grace, joy and music that you will never forget. He has led the Johann Strauss Orchestra with energy that seems to resist age for more than 50 years, making him the heart of classical crossover. His concerts are more than just fun. They bring people together and motivate them. But lately something changed. Fans who went to all of his shows noticed changes. Tour stops were quietly cancelled, and events that were supposed to happen were moved without giving many details. André was very dedicated and dependable, so even the smallest change made people look twice. There were rumors going around internet. Was it tiredness or a clash of plans, or was there something more important going on behind the scenes? André didn't say a word the whole time. On stage he smiled, waved to his friends and played music until he got tired. Then his son Pierre Rieu spoke out and said something that proved what many people already thought. The master was having a very bad health problem. It wasn't just a cold or being tired from flying. This was different. His son's voice was heavier this time, and what he said tipped the scales towards something more serious. That moment changed the man whose life was always a dance with a fiddle. To understand how bad things are for André, we need to remember the first time his health kept him off stage. In 2010, André had a scary event while on vacation in Belgium, which was supposed to be a relaxing time. He woke up at 3 a.m. to find the room spinning and had no idea where he was. We're going with all of his kids. There were 6 of us kids at his shows. He didn't know what was going on at first. He felt broken by morning, like something inside him had snapped. It turned out that he had vestibular neuritis, an inflammation of the inner ear disease that makes it hard to balance and coordinate your movements. He felt sick and dizzy even when he did easy things. It was hard enough to stand up, let alone act in front of thousands of people. He had been working too hard, juggling too many projects, learning new languages and dealing with heat and tiredness. It will be turned into a magical winter land. Come where you've never been. André later stated that he only had 2 speeds in life, full speed and stop. Doctors told him to cancel all of his planned shows, even big tours in the UK and Australia. André had never done that before, but he had to listen for the first time. He spent months getting better by doing balance exercises that friends suggested and rethinking what was most important to him. It was a hard lesson, but he seemed to really understand it until the signs came back years later. Before the latest health scare, André had just come back to Mexico after 6 years. There was a strong buzz. The sites were packed with thousands of excited fans, some of whom had traveled for days. Everything seemed to be going as planned at the first 2 shows in Mexico City. Then André got sick out of the blue. He got a bad flu with a high fever and a lot of tiredness less than 24 hours after the second show. He thought at first that he could get through it, but it was clear right away that he couldn't. Later his son Pierre talked about how hard this choice was. Because of the altitude in Mexico City, the jet lag, and not getting enough rest, everything was going wrong. After a long trip, André only had 1 day to rest before going on stage. It wasn't enough. Pierre said that André tried to stay strong, but his health quickly got worse. The group had no choice. They called off the rest of the tour and sent André home quickly. The news was terrible for fans. A lot of people had been waiting years for this chance. Every little thing had been carefully thought out. Gear was printed, stages were set up, and flights were made. Over 120 people on André's team were also hurt. When shows were cancelled, it cost money and caused stress. What was the hardest? This wasn't covered by their insurance. Pierre told everyone that health comes first, even though it hurts. But this moment showed something more important. This wasn't a one-time sickness. André's body was certainly telling him to take a break. He's 74 years old, but you would never know it by seeing him direct or walk across the stage. But the truth is starting to show. Pierre said what many people are afraid to say. Going on a world tour at this age is very hard, especially if you have to take long flights, change time zones, and act at high altitudes. That's more than 2,000 meters above sea level. Not only is that thin air hard for athletes, but it's also tiring for anyone working hard on stage. Even Donna Alberti, André's lead singer, said she had nosebleeds and was very tired. During one show she had to stop in the middle of a song to drink some water. Emma, another singer, talked about how hard it was to hear that the tour was cancelled the next day after singing for 10,000 people. Pierre said it might not be possible for him to go to places like Mexico and Australia anymore. Everyone on the team is in danger, not just André. It's also dangerous for their health, energy and well-being. Behind the scenes, André told his wife that he wasn't sure if he could do another tour like this one. There were signs. He could feel the stress. The message was clear when the music stopped. Before things got worse, something had to change. André Rieu has had to step back before because of things he couldn't change. Fans were shocked in 2016 when several shows were quickly cancelled. A lot of people thought the worst, that André was sick with something else. The truth though was very different and made me feel even worse. André was heartbroken when one of the trusted musicians in his orchestra died out of the blue. He lost a lot more than just a singer. A friend died. It hurt him a lot. He had to take some time to grieve. I think of the Johann Strauss Orchestra as more than just a group of musicians. It's his large family. Every show and trip is a journey that everyone takes together. Fans were very worried again when they heard that a current member of the orchestra had a heart attack before a show in the UK. The show was pushed back, and there is still no word on a new date. The pattern is becoming more clear. It's hard to deal with emergencies, heavy emotions and physical stress. These things happen to remind us of how hard André has worked at his skill, but they also mean that even the strongest people need to stop, think and heal, even if they want to keep going. André took some time to heal after getting back to Maastricht. During those quiet days, he came to a decision he never thought he'd say out loud. He was no longer able to act at the same speed. Before he went on stage, his legs began to shake. He was losing his energy. He was afraid that he would pass out while playing. That fear was what made the difference. The reason for canceling wasn't just medical. It made me feel. André had to think again about what to do next. Pierre said that they are no longer going to make up the shows that were cancelled in Mexico. There's too much risk. Trips that require going a long way may not be possible. The plans for André will be different even if he fully heals. He still wants to play shows in Chile, Argentina, and Colombia later this year, but nothing is certain. They are going to do one show a year from now on. The focus is now on concerts in Maastricht, where André can rest in between shows and better plan his schedule. He is skipping business openings, talks with the media, and other appearances that aren't necessary. His health isn't about giving up. It's about making sure he can still do the things he loves, but in a better, safer way. André found something surprising during the global lockdown. When the stages were dark, and the crowds were quiet, making bread. He felt better when he looked at easy recipes and late-night baking videos on his iPhone. It quickly turned into healing, instead of just a hobby. His creations started showing up on social media, which made fans who missed his performances smile. He finally got a spot on Heel Holland Back, which is the Dutch version of the Great British Bake Off, but when asked if he would trade music for baking, André laughed and said no way. He really loves music too much. Baking helps him relax, but it can't take the place of the happiness he gets on stage. André's heart was still with the music, even when it was quiet in the kitchen. It made him think that even though tours might change him, he wouldn't change who he was. There is no way for the violin to move. It can rest more often. All he had to do was change the beat and maybe eat a cake along the way. André Rieu has changed what it means to be happy from his quiet home in Maastricht. He doesn't go after every chance anymore. Instead he loves the few that really matter. These days he mostly does summer shows in Vrijthof Square. It's beautiful, cozy, and close to home. He no longer wants to be everywhere. He now wants everyone to come to him. André jokes that he wants to live until he is 140 years old. Even if that's not true, it shows how strong his heart is. He's still coming up with big ideas, new tour ideas, and creative ways to do things. He's not done yet. He's just making the pace better. What is your favorite thing about André Rieu? Tell us about it below. This story may have moved you. If it did, please like, follow, and click the next video on your screen to see more.